everybody, just wanted to give a little mini comparison between my old phone, the Nexus 6P, and the Google Pixel XL that I was sent as a replacement. A few things I like about this phone, a few things I don't like. Styling. The Nexus 6P was a little more futuristic looking, I would say, a little more funky and hip, with that big visor on the back. The Pixel XL is much more buttoned down, polished, very iPhone-like in appearance. Unfortunately, has massive bezels, which they just don't look good. That half partial glass on the back, probably wouldn't have done it, but could be worse, and half the people will have a case covering it up. And also, I think the transition, some of the bevels on the case were a little too sharp. They could have made them smoother to give the Pixel XL a better in-hand feel when you're kind of running your fingers around the edges. Functionality. I can tell that it's a slight upgrade on the processor, although I really wasn't having any problem with the Nexus 6P. I guess I should explain the reason that was replaced twice. Was because it was having the problem of shutting down without warning at 20%, and obviously that was something baked into the phone, because I'm not having that problem with the Pixel XL. They sent me the Pixel XL as a replacement, which I think I already said. But it might be just a tiny bit snappier with a few things. But again, I would have been very happy with the Nexus 6P for a while longer if that was still functioning properly. Screen on the Pixel XL, unfortunately, a little bit smaller. It is brighter though, which is helpful, especially if you're looking at the screen in direct sunlight. The cameras. Pictures look a little bit sharper, I would say, on the Pixel XL. I didn't notice much of a difference in the indoor photography. I thought I'd read something that said it would offer improved indoor shots, and I really haven't noticed an improvement over the Nexus 6P with that, taking several rounds of pictures and blown up, the video zoomed in, and so it's a little disappointing that wasn't really improved. The greatest thing about the camera setup is that the optical image stabilization, and it's not optical, it's electronic image stabilization on the Pixel XL is absolutely superb. You would think it was optical image stabilization. It is so much better than the Nexus 6P. I'd give the Nexus 6P, and I'm talking about taking a video while walking, not running and doing parkour, but just walking and doing the Nexus 6P. I honestly would have to give that particular video capability about a 3 or 4. Pretty bad. Lots of shake. Probably nausea-inducing shake for people who are sensitive to things being herky-jerky. On the other hand, the Pixel XL, I would have to give it probably about an 8.5, 9. You get just a tiny bit of tiny bit of jitter, so you know that you're walking, but it never interferes with what you're filming. So 3 thumbs up for that to the thing that really would have prevented me from buying this phone for myself. The lack of front-facing speakers. This has a single bottom-firing speaker. The Nexus 6P had front-facing dual speakers. With the Nexus 6P, I could be in a room and watch a video on relatively very low volume, on low volume, and still be able to hear and understand what was going on without bothering people around me. With the Pixel XL, because it's a single speaker on the bottom, sound shooting out the wrong way, I have to turn it up very loud comparatively, cut my hand around the corner to kind of redirect the sound towards me. That's not only a waste of battery life, it's just a pain in the behind. And I hold my phones one-handed a lot because I've got fairly good sized hands. When I hold the phone in one hand, whether it's landscape or portrait, my hand will be blocking the speaker, just muffling it almost to the point where you can't even hear it. Now, I do play a few games, so if I'm holding the phone in two hands and playing a game or listening to a video, speaker's blocked. So it's a horrible speaker placement. I just don't understand why people haven't been able to incorporate speakers into the phones, because not everybody wants to carry earbuds or wear them if they're only going to watch something for a minute or two. It's just not good. And obviously we've seen Motorola, we've seen Sony, and we saw Google get a phone manufactured with front-facing speakers, although I would say the Sony and Motorola have done the better job of making things less obtrusive, smaller, as far as the bezels are concerned. But I would not have purchased this phone for myself, because I watch the video and game quite often and not wanting to use the earbuds or headphones, as I said. So battery life has been good. I would say better than the Pixel XL. I would say even when I first got the Pixel XL and it was giving me the full 100%, not cutting off at 20%, I would say this is still better than that. If I had to guesstimate, I would say I feel like I'm getting another 45 minutes to an hour screen on time, just as a guesstimate. I would say feel in hand. Let me backtrack here just a bit. This phone feels more substantial, again, heavier, to be just straightforward with it, like an iPhone. The Pixel XL was a very light type of phone, so there's another difference for you. So it's just my 2 cents worth. Be very happy to see what happens on October 4th. New Pixel XL has a big screen and some front speakers. I will have to sell this Pixel XL online